Well, maybe I spoke too soon yesterday. This, I don't even know where to start. So, the job's okay. I mean, I basically make local deliveries. And, not like local where I'm home every night. But, because I live down by Springfield. And, I work out of Kansas City. And then I go from basically Kansas City to St. Louis or Omaha or Springfield or other places where I can typically make it back in a day, out and back in a day or a day and a half. The longest run has been like a day and a half. But when it comes to maintenance, these guys, at least this terminal, I can't speak for other terminals, but this place is kind of a pain in the buttocks. So, of course, I think part of it was just my dispatcher, but part of it's breakdown too. It's like, okay, so my dispatcher tells me to bring the truck down to Springfield and put it in the shop Monday. And then he would have me a reload, later. Well, come to find out, he expected me to get the truck in and out of Freightliner in one day. So I get there, I check it in Monday morning, and Monday afternoon, they're still diagnosing it. It's not even close to getting fixed. They're still diagnosing it. He's like, these people are idiots. They don't even know what they're doing. Ah! And then it's like, it's an electrical problem. The problem was the cruise control. Not as bad as the other truck. So the other truck, the cruise control just didn't work at all. And so I had to keep my foot in it all the time. And on cruise, the truck will run 70. But without cruise, it'll only run 65. Well, this truck, that truck was in the shop for like 3 weeks. Or longer. I don't remember. We'll just say a month. It was in the shop for about a month. And
in half a mile, take exit 77.
So
onto 313.
when the truck wasn't done in half a day, he's like, I'm not going to have you sitting down there for 3 weeks. And I'm like, I don't know that it's going to take 3 weeks, but it's not going to be 8 hours either. What shop gets you in and out in 8 hours? Very rare that happens, especially with the electrical cruise control issue. So I forgot to finish. So this truck, the cruise control, like I say, it's working right now, and it might work half the day. So halfway through the day, I'm good. But then at the end of the day, or towards the end of the day, or halfway through the day, it may or may not quit working. Some days it doesn't quit. Some days it does. And then I don't have cruise control the rest of the day. So I'm derated down to 65 miles an hour. And I got to keep my foot in it. Which, isn't horrible, but it's annoying, right? So I get it to the shop. There's other people in front of me. But I guess my dispatcher thinks that they should just bump me in front of everybody else who was in line before me, which is not logical. And then get the truck diagnosed and fixed in 8 hours or 12 hours. because they're only open for 12 hours, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. I thought they were open till 9 p.m. But they said they would get, so then he was like, well, forget that. Just get the mud flaps fixed, because I needed the front mud flap guards on the truck, the mud flap guards that are in front of the drive tires. I needed to get those done too. So he's like, just get the mud flaps fixed and then just get back to work. And I'm like, well, you know, they've already started diagnosing, so now we got to pay for them trying to diagnose it and not getting it done. Why don't we just wait and see if they can figure it out? Maybe it'll be done tomorrow. No, that's not acceptable. So I call him up and I'm like, all right, well, my dispatcher doesn't want you to fix the cruise control issue anymore. He just wants us to fix the mud flaps and be on our way. And apparently they found a recall too, and they fixed that. So they said, all right, we'll have it done by this evening. So I go down yesterday evening, and I'm kind of in a hurry to get down there because I thought in the back of my mind that they close at 6, but I look it up on Google and it says 9, so I'm thinking we got time. We get there at 6:18 and they are gone. You know, and it's an hour drive down to Springfield from where I live. So now we got to drive an hour back empty-handed. Can't get the truck. So I get there this morning and come to find out it wasn't quite done yesterday because they didn't bill it out. So now I'm waiting for them to bill it out. So they bill it out and they didn't get a PO number, so they're giving me the bill. And I'm like, oh, normally they just get a PO for this, blah, blah, blah. And so, like, well, you're going to have to call your people. So I call my breakdown department to get a PO, and he goes off the deep end. Like, wow, why did they fix this without getting authorization? I thought they did get authorization, but I don't know. I talked to Breakdown yesterday, and I thought they had authorization to fix it. You know, it's the way it looked to me. They sent me a carbon copy email like they knew what was going on and everything was hunky-dory. But the guy this morning is throwing a hissy fit like they didn't get authorization to fix this truck. And he's yelling at the other guy at the service shop at the Freightliner, and then he hangs up on him. And so I'm like, what the fork? Am I going to get this truck paid for and get out of here, or I'm going to be sitting here all day long? So took 2 hours of them fighting, basically, and bitching and moaning and complaining and whatever, before they finally got it all finalized and done and got me out of there. It's like pulling teeth to get work done on this truck. But I don't know. So I guess that's really my only complaint so far. I mean, I got another complaint, but that's more or less my dispatcher. Is like, when I'm trying to get home and it's like important, like I need to be there, he gives me like this really fucked up load that will hinder my getting home on time, and I either have to kill myself to get it done, or else it's not going to get done. And the last time, I didn't make it back in time. I was late, and I was pissed. So, you know, I've been running balls to the walls, trying to get everything, get all of my stuff done. But I've also been running I've been early, on time, whatever, running as hard and as fast as I can to make as much money as I can so I can invest in my dividend stocks so that I'm not a slave to the system anymore. And I'm doing pretty good. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I decided that all these other business ideas and whatever adventures that I've done hardly ever made me any money. And I'm so sick and tired of being under somebody else's thumb. But this right here has actually made me money. Oh, there they are. Hang on. All right. Anyway. So I've been slowly building up my dividend stocks again. Last year I was mostly learning this stuff and learning what to do, what not to do, and whatnot. But now I don't know everything, but I'm figuring it out. So I got my dividends at about $70 a month. And right now, like I said before, I don't know if I said this before on this channel, but I said it on my stock channel. Mostly what I'm doing is I'm investing in stocks that pay a higher yield, dividend yield, than the interest rate on my debt. So, like, my credit cards were like 20%. But then one of my credit cards just went up to 30%. So basically I'm working on paying off the credit card, getting rid of the credit card. And only investing in stocks that pay a higher yield than the interest rate on my debt. So let's just say the interest rate is 15.08%, like in this picture. If it's 15.08%, I'll invest $15. And then I'll wait till I get a dividend before I invest another $15. And I'm putting the rest of my excess money towards my debt. If it pays 14.58%, then I would still put in 15% or $15 because at 0.5, I round up. But if it was like 14.48, then I would round down to $14. And so, but since my interest rate on my credit card is like 30%, I'm only investing in things that pay more than 30%. So when I get my dividend each month, each quarter, each year, whenever it is, I look at the percentage of the yield. And if it's more than the interest rate than on my debt, then I'll reinvest the dollar amount that matches the percentage amount of the yield. So like I said, 15%, I throw in $15. 30%, $30. So right now, since my interest rate's over 30%, or 32 to be exact, the yield on the dividend yield has to be more than, I'm just rounding it down to 30%, has to be more than 30%. So when I get paid each month, each quarter, each year from the dividends, I get my dividend, that's when I go and reinvest. So that way, if say I put in $30 today and I never see a dividend, that I never reinvest because they're not paying a dividend. If they only pay a dividend every year, then I'm only going to invest once a year because I'm actually looking for a monthly paycheck. So I'm mostly investing in stocks that pay monthly. So every time I get a dividend, I look at the yield and then I match it dollar for percentage. And that's how I've been growing my dividends and paying off my debt. So I've got that 30% credit card almost paid down. Once it's paid down, I pretty much only have like auto renewals on it, so I don't have bounce checks. And so I put all my auto renewals on the credit card, like the cell phone bill, my domain names, my server, all my IT stuff is pretty much on the credit card. So then at the end of the week, when I get paid, I basically will just pay it off. That's how I was doing it when I started, but I got carried away. So I pretty much got rid of that card. I put it away where I can't get to it easily, so I don't use it. And I've got money in my buffer accounts now, my buffer checking accounts. So now I just, I try to keep my expenditures under 10% of my income, minus my auto renewals. And then I just, 10% goes to my my mortgage, 10% goes to my pickup truck, 10% goes for my insurance coverages for everything, and then 10% is for spending, and then the rest goes towards my debt, paying off the credit cards, and then once I get the credit cards caught up, then I'll pay off my pickup truck, so on and so forth. Like my pickup truck, one of my credit cards is 20%, one's 30%, my pickup truck's like 14%. So once I get the 30% one paid down to where I'm paying it off every month or every week, then I'll start investing in things that pay more than 20%. Then once I get that credit card paid down and I only have my auto renewals on it only, then, and I'm paying it off every week when I get paid, then I'll be working on paying off my pickup truck. And then I'll be investing in stocks that pay more than 14%. Once I get that paid off, my next highest interest rate is like 4.5%. So at that point, then I'll be investing in stocks that pay more than 5% dividend yield. And then once I get my mortgage paid off, then I'll start investing in everything. So at that point, though, when I get down to getting my pickup truck paid off and the credit cards paid down, and then I'm paying them off every week, then I'll start also doing long-term investments like ETFs and whatnot. And ETFs, I'll invest more than I do in the other stocks because they're more secure, more long-term investments. So there you go. Anyways, yeah, if you want to check that out, I do a video every once in a while. That's where I've been doing most of my videos lately, is my stock one. So just go to Kano-Stocks on YouTube. And I also bought Kano-Stocks.com if you just want to do that. And you can check out what I'm doing over here on a regular basis and watch my progress. But yeah, anyway, then I won't have to worry about being a slave to the system once I get my dividends up. And then I can just do whatever I want, raise goats, do aromatherapy, do tree work. I'll probably go back to CTI then and drive once a month. Be like, yeah, It's the beginning of the month. What do you got for me? And take one load a month, so I keep my CDL fresh. And then after that, be like, peace. I got my one load a month. I'm happy. I'm good. Have a nice day. And that's it, you know. Unless I find something local that'll keep my CDL fresh, then I'll probably do that, you know, part-time. But otherwise, I'll probably just go back to CTI and work one round trip a month, which would basically be like 3 days. Go out, come back, go home. Just do that once a month. But anyways, yeah. So right now my dividend yield is up. Right now it's like my average is 15%. Because I've got some other investments that are less than 30, and that percentage is going to go up until I get my credit card paid off. Then the percentage is going to start going down because I'm going to be investing in other things that pay less. But it should stay an average of 15 or more, at least till I get my pickup truck paid off. Then the average will go down, but I'll be investing in a lot more stuff at that time, giving myself more diversity and more security. I don't have, this is just a screenshot. I don't have all the information details on this phone, so you'll have to go to Kano-Stocks to see what the details. But yeah, anyways, I'm still learning, but basically I created that channel to kind of help other people learn who don't have a clue. And I'll basically be educating people as I go, as I learn, as I go. But also there's a guy on YouTube that I follow called, or his channel's called The Minority Mindset. And he's also on Discord. So he's probably one of my favorites. And then there's also one called Dividend Bull. I like that guy too. So I follow those two guys the most. And if you guys know anything about this stuff, let us know so we can all learn together and not be a slave to the system. It's only getting harder. It's only getting harder. So, yeah, once I duplicate my income, I'm going to start also doing real estate investments. I'm going to start doing Airbnb because where I live is a great place for Airbnb. So I'm going to start doing that. Buying real estate for Airbnb and getting off the road. Just chilling, doing whatever the hell I want to do. I'll still be busy, but I won't have to be a slave to the system. I won't have to kill myself working for the man and having to deal with bull crap like trying to get my truck fixed when they don't want to fix my truck. You know, it's like, oh, well, you know, you're not making money. You're costing us money. It's like, well, I'm going to cost you more money if the truck breaks down versus just a cruise control. But, you know, it costs me 5 miles an hour, which is 30 miles a day every day. So it's like, that's 30 minutes a day every day. If we just get it fixed, then I can save that 30 minutes every day. But it's whatever. They don't care. They just care about the money. They don't really care about us. So that's fine. I'll just focus on the money. Show me the money! And I'll get the fork out of here. I'll go do what I want to do. And then I won't have to report to anybody except myself and my customers. But, you know, if my customer is a douchebag, I'll just be like, peace, have a nice day, get out of here. You know, I'll be my own boss. And I won't have to worry about the bottom line as much because I'll have my dividends coming in. That's my backup plan. So, no big deal. No big deal. So yeah, check out dividend stocks, especially if you're a truck driver, because you got more money to invest than some of these folks who are making $12 an hour and only working 40 hours a week and complaining they got to work 8 hours a day. You know, it's like, I know it's funny. I see people's like, oh, I got to work 8 hours every day or 12 hours or 10 hours. It's like, you got to be shitting me. I work 14 hours every day. What are you complaining about? You know, but, you know, we're addicted to money. But if we take that money and put it to work for us, like I said, I've tried, not everything, but I've tried a lot of different things. And this is probably the easiest, best money I've ever made. You know, I've got like I got about $8,000 invested. You know, but I'm getting basically $70 a month back every month. So eventually I'll get that money back. Then when I go to retire, well, then I could just start cashing out the stocks that pay a lower dividend. And unless I want to will it to my children, well, not my children, my nieces and nephews, then I just will it to my nieces and nephews, and then they get to inherit that wealth. So, yeah. Anyway. So, yeah, this is basically my retirement plan. I got an IRA, and I got some other stuff. Like I said, I'm going to be doing real estate. I got a few different retirement plan options, but this is one of them. And so far, it's looking good. So far, it's working. So I just put a little bit more in there every week. Try to raise that dollar amount to $1 every week. So next week, I'm going to try to raise it to $70. Next week, I'll try to raise it to $71. Week after that, try to raise it to $72. And if I do better, great. If not, well, you know, I'm working on it. But the other thing I've learned is that with stocks, we only pay 20% tax, where with our jobs, we have to pay more. And then, of course, if you got real estate or another business on the side, you get to use that as a tax deduction. And so then you have to pay less taxes. So, but yeah, you only pay 20% off the top instead of 30, 40, 50% off the top. So, if anything, I'll be lowering my tax bracket just by doing this and changing careers once I get my dividends built up. So, yeah. Anyways. All right. Good luck. Wish me luck. Overall, still Premier's a decent company, but I don't know. This was a nightmare trying to get this truck fixed. So, I guess what I'm going to have to do is wait till another truck is available, and hopefully it's not a grody, nasty truck. And if it is, I'll be like, fuck that. You know, I'll, get me a decent truck, and then I'll put this one in the shop. You know, I'll change trucks. But if they give me a shitty truck, I'm not taking it. I'll just deal with the problem. And every time the cruise control quits working on me, I'll just be like, you got a decent truck for me to swap out? And if he says no, I'll be like, all right, let me know when you do. And if he tries to get me in a shitty, nasty truck, I'll be like, fuck that. Call me when you got a decent truck. Or call me when this one's clean and fixed. Because I'm not gonna, I downgraded to get in this truck, minus the cruise control problem. The other one had a worse cruise control problem, but the truck was better overall. And this one actually won't do 70 miles an hour with the cruise. It only does like 68, 69 at best. So the other one actually went like 70, 71. So I kind of downgraded in this truck, but the cruise control works most of the time. So I'm trying not to complain. But anyways, I don't know. Yeah, if he gets me a decent truck, I'll swap out and I'll let him put this one in the shop. But if it's grody nasty and it's fucked up, I ain't taking it. I'm just gonna run as hard as I can, invest as much money as I can in the dividends, and then I'm gonna go do something else. But again, like I said, even though I'm bitching, overall, I think this company's still decent. So there you go. Check out kano-stocks.com or kano-stocks on YouTube. And if you know something I don't know, let us know. We can learn and grow together. All right, bye.